Arc System Works has been evolving within the fighting game genre in the past couple of years. In 2018, we received Dragon Ball FighterZ and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Going through 2019, there was a drought of nothing from Arc System Works, but as they prepare the new 2.5D 3D single player fighting game based on the hit mobile game in Japan, Granblue Fantasy. Cygames has partnered with Arc System Works, known for popular fighting game franchises such as Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, to bring Granblue Fantasy to the world of fighting games now in 2020, which Granblue Fantasy Versus is finally here. However, does Granblue Fantasy Versus struggle to prove that fighting games are the same old niche thing and struggle in that genre, or is it a solid entry into the wonderful portfolio of anime fighting games? If you guys enjoy the review, consider hitting that young subscribe button, turning on my notifications, and also join my chill Discord. We're a community and I'm trying to build one as we speak. Let's get right into the review. Granblue Fantasy Versus is fun and very intuitive. The gameplay is very grounded and very focused on the neutral aspect of gameplay, whereas the actions of the player are very stronger than the execution of the gameplay. If you feel like you need a whole bunch of knowledge to play this game, anyone can pick it up and play. Granblue Fantasy Versus on a beginner or never played a fighting game level. Granblue Fantasy Versus is also influenced heavily by the Granblue Fantasy mobile game, as it's the fighting game introduces a cooldown system. At the start, this may annoy you because if you play fighting games in the past, you can generally just do whatever if you can execute whatever, if you have the skill to do so. But once you get used to it, you realize how the system works and how it adds a unique layer of strategy to Granblue Fantasy Versus and just for a fighting game in general. A small pet peeve I've had with the system is that some cooldown icons are very confusing because they have the same image but in a different angle. However, this problem for me moved away the more I played the game. If you're a newcomer, you can input special moves with a single button in any corresponding direction. If you're experienced with fighting games, you can do normal motion inputs like Hadouken motions and Shoryuken motions to execute moves as well. There is a benefit to doing the normal fighting game motion inputs where the cooldown on all your moves will decrease, but not by a huge margin to where newcomers cannot compete at all. Granblue Fantasy Versus excels in content than most fighting games in the last decade. If you're just a casual player of fighting games, you may have heard someone say, "Man, all you do is just fight. That's boring to me because fighting games don't have content." Now for me, when I hear that, I'm just like, bruh, why you even buying a fighting game then? However, fighting games have either been lacking recently with the arcade modes or one player versus CPU options. Yes, I'm still mad at you, base Street Fighter V. But in this case, Granblue Fantasy Versus has a lot of content in this game, and we gotta talk about this story mode. Well, it's kind of better than the actual story mode. The story mode in Granblue Fantasy Versus is really cool. In Granblue Versus, the story mode has actual cutscenes that emulate both the anime and the mobile game beautifully. The Granblue Fantasy Versus story mode is actually called RPG mode, but it does so much more than just a typical story mode. This RPG mode in the beginning will teach you how the game works and how to play the game. The story mode has unlockable alternative color arts and weapon skins that can be used in and out of story mode. Yes, this is the first Arc System Works fighter that has some customization besides color and PC mods for other things. Oh yeah, the story in RPG mode is really amazing because of online co-op. Yeah, you could do online co-op in this game with a homie or a couple other friends. It's so fire. One of the highlights on the RPG mode is the boss battles. The boss battles are actually really cool and can be very difficult depending on how you upgrade your weapons. The characters you tackle missions with, there's some depth there when it all boils down on how you play it and the characters you tackle your missions with. It's gonna get crazy. The RPG mode in Granblue Fantasy Versus is a complete story mode and is one of the best story mode experiences that rival many stories of NetherRealm Studios and other fighting games alike. Seriously, me as a fighting game fan and an RPG lover, this game pleases me on a whole different level. Please, Arc System Works, try to incorporate this into all of your future games. I honestly believe Arc System Works, this is your best looking game so far that's currently out, and this is the perfect direction for fighting games having single player content to appeal to the casual player and both the veteran fan. The tutorial in Granblue Fantasy Versus will teach you how to play the game and has everything you need to lab and learn the game versus various characters. It's not necessarily groundbreaking, but it's very solid. However, what's groundbreaking is the mission mode, where it also teaches you how to punish everything with every character. This mode will have a character do a specific set of moves or strings, and you must learn how to block and punish it to get a pass. If you do it wrong, don't worry, you will get a fail, but however, each mission and trial mode will have up to 5 attempts to actually help you learn and practice the best way for you to play versus opponents or players and learn how to adapt via different combos, mix-ups, and special attacks. This mode is very useful for newcomers or veteran fighting game players because it also gives you another streamlined way of practicing than just using the typical training mode. Now we gotta talk about some negatives of this game. I gotta get right into it. You already know this game has a base roster of only 11 characters on launch, and that has already confirmed a Seasons Pass DLC pack with 4 characters being revealed. It has been proven though that those DLC characters are just now getting worked on at the time of this video releasing. Now, I personally have no problem with this since I made 2 videos on my stands with DLC in fighting games and Granblue Versus in the past on my channel, and why I feel like it's kind of a smart gamble on Cygames Arc System Works in, but I know many people in 2020 have a huge stigma against DLC period. These 11 characters though are some of the best characters you will ever see in modern fighting games. These characters are really personalized, each character is fleshed out with special moves and different character interactions, and they got intros like this.
What's up? Are you seriously watching porn by yourself?
Nah, I'm with my...
Alright, that's really not in the game, but you got fun stuff. Like when you beat somebody with Lil Wayne, he does this. Can you not like Lil Wayne? And trust me, when you start playing this game for what it is, every character plays completely different from each other. Now we gotta talk about the inevitable, the online. To be honest, it's the best we ever had out of delay-based netcode. I fought a couple of my friends from Australia, being from Chicago, and it was playable however. In netcode, when it's bad, it is horrible. Seems like anything over 5 frames of delay, it gets really shaky and an unplayable mess. This game has region rooms where you can find people all over the world easily, but you can also make your own room up to 8 playable friends and they can decide to spectate if they want to. My biggest pet peeve is that Japanese devs don't use the Sony PlayStation invite system. The biggest problem with many fighting games currently is honestly how long it takes to get into a match. Loading up and navigating through menus when someone could have simply hit R2, found your name, and invited you is way faster than navigating through many menus and then asking for a room passcode just to get into a room to finally being able to play. I hate it. Granblue Fantasy Versus is one of the few fighting games that I highly recommend you buy at full price. There's so much content in just versus mode, online lobbies, and ranked matches. If you get tired of fighting versus a friend, just go ahead and play with them in story mode and RPG. The game rewards you a lot just about doing everything, and the weapons you can unlock and play with in the story mode will also be able to be bringing them online with you for all your characters. If you've never played a fighting game before, this is honestly the best experience for you to get it and the best time to go ahead and buy this. This is your chance to get into fighting games perfectly. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm so dead ass. If I'm lying, I'm dying. For fighting game veterans, this game is a return to form of some classic fighting games from the early 90s and 2000s while all being anime. So let's say, boomers, this might be the game for you. That's the only time you will ever hear me say that word on this channel, I promise you, unless we stream it. If you enjoyed my review for Granblue Fantasy Versus, I would love for you to leave a comment. And are you interested in picking up this game? Please consider hitting the subscribe button for more content on anime games, fighting games, and RPGs. Also, I'm almost there to 7,000 subscribers. So yeah, get hyped. And remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squall!